No, in this video I'm not going to tell you to play Red Dead Redemption 2, The Witcher 3, or Cyberpunk 2077. We all already know those games. Instead, I've carefully selected 22 titles that truly mean something to me. These are games where you'll have a genuinely great time, lose yourself in their worlds, and experience something memorable. Let's start talking about some of the best single-player and multiplayer games you can play right now. Arc Raiders. I included Arc Raiders on this list because it's still relatively new, and it's the perfect time to jump in before the player base starts to decline. Released in October 2025, it's currently one of the best extraction shooters you can play on PC. The game is set in the year 2180, where robots have taken over the world. You play as a raider emerging from an underground base to gather resources on the surface. Unlike Tarkov, it's not overwhelmingly stressful. It offers a more accessible, slightly more casual extraction experience. Honestly, within my first few hours, I already knew how special this game was. I constantly feel excited while playing, and not just during combat. You can run into unexpected surprises at any moment, which keeps you on edge the entire time. You don't just play the game, you live it. You can play solo or form a squad of up to 3 players. The Arc robots aren't just background elements. They're real threats, swarms of drones, massive machines. You have to learn their weak points to survive. The PvPv system is well balanced, meaning you fight both robots and other players. Raids last around 30 minutes, and if you die, you lose everything you collected. Built with Unreal Engine 5, the map set among the ruins of Italy looks stunning. Back at your underground base, you'll find crafting, upgrading, and quest systems. The weapon variety is impressive, ranging from classic SMGs to powerful railguns. With its smooth gameplay and strong social interactions, Arc Raiders delivers an incredible experience, and if you're going to try it, definitely play with friends. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. The second entry in Square Enix's legendary Final Fantasy VII Remake project, Rebirth continues the story of Cloud and his team. This time, you leave Midgar behind and step into a true open world. While Remake had a more linear structure, Rebirth focuses heavily on exploration. The game features a massive open world filled with side quests, mini activities, and countless locations waiting to be discovered. The combat system blends real-time action with the ATB gauge mechanic. Once the gauge fills, you can open a command menu to execute abilities and spells. The materia system is deeper than before, and character synergy plays a crucial role. Each character offers a unique playstyle. Graphically, the game is stunning, fully utilizing the power of Unreal Engine 4. It was so well received that in 2024 it was nominated in 7 categories, including Game of the Year, and even won Best Music. If you're a fan of JRPGs and you're familiar with the original FF7, you absolutely owe it to yourself to give Rebirth a chance. Before we move on to the next game, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you won't miss my future videos. Where Winds Meet, the Chinese-developed martial arts RPG, Where Winds Meet, feels like a blend of Dynasty Warriors and Assassin's Creed. I'll be honest, I was skeptical at first, but once I tried it, I realized I was wrong, and I had to talk about it in this video. The game features a vast open world set during the Song Dynasty, with action-focused combat. The parkour mechanics are strong. You can run along walls and glide through the air. The combat system is combo-based, and there are multiple weapon styles to master. The story revolves around revenge and includes political intrigue. Visually, it's very impressive, especially the natural landscapes. There's also a mount system, with different horses offering different abilities. Developed by 24 Entertainment, the studio behind Naraka Bladepoint, the game is primarily PvE focused, but also includes PvP arenas. Character customization is deep, and the clothing and weapons reflect the historical details of the era. It blends Chinese mythology with historical elements beautifully. If you enjoyed Ghost of Tsushima, and you're interested in Chinese culture, you should definitely give this one a try. Helldivers 2. Helldivers 2, much like Arc Raiders. That's actually why I mentioned Arc Raiders earlier. I don't want it to be forgotten the way some breakout hits eventually are. In Helldivers 2, you defend Super Earth against galaxy-devouring bugs and robotic armies. It supports up to 4-player co-op as you land on enemy planets and complete objectives. Friendly fire is always on. Yes, you can accidentally shoot your friends. The stratagem system is fantastic. You call in airstrikes and supply drops using input combinations. There are 2 main enemy factions, the Terminids, bugs, and the automatons, robots. The galactic war is dynamic. The direction of the story shifts depending on which planets the community manages to liberate. Each mission features different objectives: planting nukes, rescuing scientists, destroying artillery, and more. Chaos is guaranteed, especially because of friendly fire. You unlock loadout customization as you progress. If you want an unforgettable co-op experience with your friends, Helldivers 2 is still absolutely worth playing. Doom: The Dark Ages. After Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal, the legendary franchise took a major risk by shifting to a medieval setting, and honestly, Doom: The Dark Ages looks incredible. This time, you explore the origins of the Doom Slayer. The medieval theme doesn't mean less brutality. The weapons are still savage: flail shotguns, shield saws, skull crushers, and of course, the chainsaw returns. The combat loop remains focused on glory kills, but melee combat plays a larger role. The arena-style battles are classic id Software, closed environments filled with waves of enemies. However, now you'll fight among giant dragons, castles, and Gothic architecture. Visually, it looks even better than previous entries, so you may need a strong system to run it smoothly. Even though Mick Gordon isn't composing this time, the heavy metal atmosphere is preserved. The story is deeper, appealing more to lore enthusiasts. And the best part, you don't need to have played the previous games to jump into this one. Deus Ex: Mankind Divided. Let me start with a bold take. In my opinion, Deus Ex delivers a stronger cyberpunk atmosphere than Cyberpunk 2077. Deus Ex: Mankind Divided takes place in 2029, in a world where augmented humans face heavy discrimination. Adam Jensen returns, this time working for Interpol. The story leans heavily into politics, augmented rights, terrorism, conspiracies, and it handles these themes in a grounded, mature way. It's a true immersive sim. You can complete missions however you want: stealth, hacking, social dialogue, or full-on brute force. That said, I genuinely recommend playing stealthy and leaning into hacking. The game just feels different that way, more immersive and atmospheric. The augmentation system is deep. Invisibility, Titan Shield, Icarus Dash. You build your character around your preferred playstyle. Prague, the main hub, is packed with detail and secrets. Even the side missions feel as meaningful as the main story. The gold and black cyber renaissance aesthetic still looks fantastic today. Dialogue choices matter, and in some cases, you can even defeat bosses through conversation. It came out in 2016, but visually and atmospherically, it absolutely still holds up. Dying Light 2, Stay Human. Techland's zombie parkour game improves on the first title in some ways, falls short in others, but honestly, you should still play it. The parkour mechanics alone make it worth your time. You play as Aiden Caldwell, trying to survive in a European city known simply as the City. During the day, you explore, scavenge, and move across rooftops. At night, everything changes. Zombies become far more aggressive, and volatiles roam the streets. The parkour system is fantastic. Climbing, ziplining, gliding with a paraglider. Movement feels smooth and fluid. Combat focuses mainly on melee weapons, which can be modified and upgraded. The crafting and progression systems are fairly deep. While the main story isn't the strongest part, your decisions do influence the city's fate. The game supports up to 4-player co-op, and it's significantly more fun with friends. The map is large, with distinct districts offering different vibes. There are plenty of side quests, and the Night Runner Trials parkour challenges are genuinely addictive. If you enjoyed the first game, this one offers a bigger world, and you'll definitely have fun with it. Marvel Rivals. Marvel Rivals was NetEase's big surprise competitor to Overwatch, and it even managed to pull Overwatch players into its own ecosystem. It takes the Overwatch formula and drops it straight into the Marvel universe. As a Marvel fan, I can say this confidently. The game came out just a year ago, and I've already put 350 hours into it. That should tell you something. It's a 6v6 team-based shooter featuring iconic characters like Spider-Man, Iron Man, Magneto, and Storm. Each hero has unique abilities, and just a heads up, playing Spider-Man is not easy at all. Destructible environments add real depth to the gameplay. Certain character combinations provide team bonuses, and the maps are updated regularly. The visuals are impressive, and since it's free to play, you can jump in right now without spending anything. Black Myth Wukong. Game Science's Chinese mythology RPG, Black Myth Wukong, draws inspiration from Journey to the West and tells the story of Sun Wukong. It features a Souls-like combat system, but it's more action-focused. Dodging, parrying, and combo mechanics feel satisfying and responsive. One of its most unique aspects is the transformation system. You can shapeshift into different forms, each offering distinct abilities. The boss designs are incredible, with each fight requiring different strategies. Visually, the game is stunning. Built on Unreal Engine 5, the Chinese landscapes are breathtaking. The story is deeply rooted in Chinese mythology and philosophy. While progression is fairly linear, exploration is still rewarding. Weapon variety is somewhat limited, but the staff combat system is surprisingly deep. The spell system allows for different approaches to encounters. If you love Sekiro, but want something that feels fresh and culturally distinct, this game is absolutely worth your time. Monster Hunter Wilds. Capcom's 6th mainline Monster Hunter entry, Wilds, released in 2025 and runs beautifully on PC. You get open-world exploration, massive creature hunts, and that classic Monster Hunter crafting loop, but modernized. New mechanics like mount bonding, dynamic weather systems, and seamless transitions between areas bring a fresh feel. There's a wide variety of weapon types, each supporting a different playstyle. Multiplayer supports up to 4 players, with hunts lasting up to 50 minutes. Palico and Palamute companions return as helpful allies. The story is minimal, but that's honestly honestly how it should be. The real focus is gameplay. Endgame content is rich, investigation quests, elder dragons, decorations, and more. The fashion hunting culture is still alive and well. Built on RE Engine, the visuals look fantastic. There's cross-play support so you can hunt alongside console players. Newcomers get helpful tutorials, but the game still offers a satisfying challenge. If you enjoy Monster Hunter-style games, you should definitely try this one. Delta Force. If you're tired of Battlefield or Call of Duty, I seriously recommend giving Delta Force a shot. I went in with average expectations, but the gameplay ended up being way better than I anticipated. It offers both an extraction mode and a conquest mode. You get 32v32 large-scale battles, vehicles, destruction, and even a Black Hawk Down remake mode packed with nostalgia. The gunplay feels satisfying, and recoil patterns require actual learning. There's a class system, Assault, Support, Recon, each with unique gadgets. Loadout customization is deep enough to keep you experimenting. It's free to play and includes a Battle Pass system. Built on Unreal Engine 4, the graphics look solid. If you're burned out on the usual military shooters, this one is definitely worth trying, especially since it cost you nothing to jump in. Resident Evil 2 Remake. Capcom's 2019 masterpiece, Resident Evil 2 Remake, is a modern classic of the survival horror genre. It's a full remake of the 1998 original, and this time you experience the zombie outbreak in Raccoon City through the perspectives of Leon and Claire. Built with the RE Engine, the visuals are still impressive even in 2026. The over-the-shoulder camera inspired by Resident Evil 4 makes the gameplay more immersive, but the atmosphere here is much darker and more oppressive. Every bullet matters. Resource management is critical. Zombies are tough. Sometimes even a headshot isn't enough. And then there's Mr. X, the tyrant, constantly stalking you and pushing your stress levels through the roof. You find relief in safe rooms, where you can breathe for a moment and save your progress at a typewriter. The puzzle design is clever, and the police station feels like a giant maze. Leon and Claire have different campaigns, and to fully experience the story, you really should play both. There are unlockable modes like Hunk and Tofu, and hardcore difficulty is a true test of skill. If you love horror games but don't enjoy old-school tank controls, RE2 Remake is perfect for you. It shows exactly what modern survival horror should look like. GSC Game World's long-awaited sequel, S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2, Heart of Chornobyl, finally launched in November 2024 and is now playable on PC. The game takes place in the Chernobyl exclusion zone, a vast open world filled with radiation, deadly anomalies, and constant tension. It leans heavily into immersive sim design, meaning you're given real freedom. It's not linear. You hunt for artifacts, build relationships with different factions, and shape your own path. The A-Life 2.0 system keeps the world feeling alive. NPCs follow their own routines and react dynamically. The atmosphere is thick, and the sense of loneliness is overwhelming in the best way. Gunplay feels realistic, including weapon jamming. You have to manage radiation, hunger, and bleeding. Anomalies are dangerous, but artifacts provide powerful bonuses if you survive long enough to claim them. The story branches depending on your choices, and faction decisions matter. Built on Unreal Engine 5, the visuals are stunning, though there were optimization issues at launch. The A-Life system was buggy early on, but patches have improved it significantly. If you love the Metro series but wished it had a true open world, S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2 is absolutely for you. Vampire Survivors. You might look at this game and think, this looks terrible. But before you say that, let me tell you I've put over 100 hours into it, and it genuinely has one of the most addictive gameplay loops out there. Ponkel's roguelite bullet heaven game Vampire Survivors became one of the biggest indie surprises in recent years. The concept is simple. Your character attacks automatically, and you only control movement. Waves of enemies keep coming. You collect XP, level up, and choose new weapons or upgrades. Each run lasts about 20 minutes, and they fly by. The synergy system is surprisingly deep. If you combine the right weapons and upgrades, your build becomes so powerful that it literally fills the entire screen. There are over 30 characters, more than 50 weapons, and dozens of maps. Every unlock opens up new strategies. The meta progression system is satisfying, encouraging you to keep coming back. The retro pixel art graphics might look simple, but the gameplay is dangerously addictive. Once you start, it's genuinely hard to stop. The DLCs are affordable and packed with value. If you're looking for maximum fun without spending much money, Vampire Survivors is a perfect choice. The Sims 4. Maxis's life simulation game. The Sims 4 may have launched back in 2014, but it's still one of the best examples of the genre. You create your Sims, build their homes, and manage every aspect of their lives. And I mean every kind of character you can imagine. The creative freedom is huge. Build mode feels almost limitless. If you enjoy architecture and design, you can spend hours just constructing houses. Career paths, relationships, hobbies. Every sim can have a completely different personality and life story. The expansions add entire new themes to the game. Seasons, university, island living, werewolves, each one meaningfully changes the experience. The modding community is incredibly strong, with thousands of custom content CC options available. You can also download other players' creations directly from the gallery. It can be relaxing, or you can intentionally create total chaos. Community challenges like the Tortilla Challenge keep things fresh. Performance is well optimized too. If you love sandbox creativity and storytelling, The Sims 4 offers nearly endless content. Hades II. This is the sequel to Supergiant Games' roguelike masterpiece Hades. This time you play as Melino, Hades' sister, and you're fighting against Kronos. The combat system is deeper than the first game, with new weapons, spells, and dash mechanics. The boon system returns. You still receive powers from the Olympian gods, but now new gods like Hecate and Apollo join the mix. The art direction is stunning. Every frame looks like a painting. The soundtrack, once again composed by Darren Korb, is fantastic. The story draws from Greek mythology, but explores it from a fresh angle. There's now a surface section in addition to the underworld. Relationships feel deeper this time, and yes, there are romance options. The meta progression system remains satisfying. Every death makes you stronger. Replayability is practically endless, since each run feels different. Voice acting is top tier, just as you'd expect from Supergiant. If you loved the first Hades, the sequel feels bigger, richer, and even more polished. Lies of P. NeoWiz's Souls-like game Lies of P takes the story of Pinocchio and transforms it into a dark fantasy experience. It's set in the Belle Époque-era city of Krat, with a strong steampunk atmosphere. You play as Geppetto's puppet, Pinocchio. The combat clearly draws inspiration from Software games, dodging, parrying, stamina management, but it introduces unique mechanics as well. You can assemble weapons by combining different parts, and your Legion arm, a prosthetic arm, provides special abilities. Boss designs are excellent, each requiring you to learn different patterns. The lying system is a standout feature. You can choose to lie in dialogue, and your decisions affect outcomes. The humanity system even changes your character over time. Built on Unreal Engine 4, the Victorian-inspired environments are beautifully detailed. The orchestral soundtrack fits the mood perfectly. Difficulty is comparable to Bloodborne. The learning curve is steep. If you enjoy Souls-like games but want something fresh beyond Elden Ring, Lies of P delivers a unique twist. Fallout 4. Bethesda's post-apocalyptic RPG Fallout 4 released in 2015, but it's still very playable, and it's one of my personal favorites. The game takes place in 2287 Boston, 210 years after nuclear war. As the sole survivor, you search for your kidnapped son. Exploration is classic Bethesda. Nearly every building can be entered, and environmental storytelling is everywhere. The settlement building system is surprisingly deep. You can build colonies and set up defenses. Companions are memorable characters. Piper, Nick Valentine, Curie, and romance options are available. Faction choices matter. Brotherhood of Steel, the Institute, the Railroad, the Minutemen, your decisions affect the ending. The VAT system offers tactical targeting, and power armor feels powerful and satisfying. Weapon modding is detailed and flexible. While the main story can be debated, the side quests are strong. The modding community is incredible, with massive overhauls that can completely transform the game. A next-gen update arrived in 2024, with visual improvements. If you love post-apocalyptic RPGs, Fallout 4 can easily give you hundreds of hours of content. Enshrouded. Keen Games' survival crafting RPG Enshrouded features a voxel-based open world where you can terraform the environment. It's set in a fantasy world covered by a mysterious fog known as the Shroud. The grappling hook mechanic feels somewhat similar to Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Base building is detailed. You rescue NPCs and bring them back to your base to unlock new crafting options. The crafting system is deep, with hundreds of recipes. Combat is action-focused, including dodging, blocking, and different weapon types. Co-op supports up to 16 players, so it's great with friends. There's no strict class system, but a skill tree lets you shape your playstyle. Exploration is rewarding, with dungeons, bosses, and valuable loot scattered around the world. The art direction is beautiful and distinctly fantasy-inspired. Performance is generally solid, though occasional FPS drops happen. The game has an active roadmap and receives regular updates. If you liked Valheim, but want more action-oriented combat, Enshrouded is a great fit. Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice. From Software's 2019 masterpiece, Sekiro is set in Sengoku-era Japan. You play as the shinobi wolf, trying to rescue your kidnapped lord. Combat is heavily focused on parrying. Instead of rolling constantly, you break enemies' posture through perfect deflect timing. It almost feels like a rhythm game. You have to learn boss patterns and react with precision. Your prosthetic arm offers different tools, like shurikens, a flame vent, and an axe. Stealth is an option, though boss fights demand mastery of combat. The resurrection mechanic is unique. You can revive once after dying. The music is minimal but impactful. The difficulty sparked debate because it plays very differently from Dark Souls. If you enjoy a serious challenge and are interested in Japanese culture, Sekiro is absolutely worth playing. Satisfactory. Coffee Stain Studios' factory-building game Satisfactory puts you in first-person perspective on an alien planet where you build massive automated factories. Think of it as a 3D version of Factorio, but with exploration. You gather resources, construct machines, and create complex production chains. The planet is full of things to discover: alien creatures, hard drives with alternate recipes, crash sites. The tier progression system takes you from basic coal power all the way to nuclear energy. Multiplayer supports up to 4 players in co-op. Combat is minimal, but can be annoying when hostile creatures interfere. Base building freedom is impressive. massive. Vertical factories, mega structures, endless optimization possibilities. Performance is excellent, even with massive factories running simultaneously. There's mod support and a creative community. If you love min-maxing and obsess over efficiency, Satisfactory can easily keep you hooked for hundreds of hours. It's relaxing, yet mentally stimulating at the same time. They Are Billions. Numantian Games' RTS survival game They Are Billions is set in a steampunk zombie apocalypse. You build and manage a colony while defending against massive waves of zombies. Every 7 days, a horde attacks, and the numbers keep growing. If even one zombie breaches your defenses, a chain reaction can destroy your entire colony. The game features a pause-and-play system, letting you stop time to issue commands. Resource management is critical. Wood, stone, iron, gold, oil. Balancing everything is tough. The tech tree is deep, unlocking Tesla towers, snipers, and massive Thanatos robots. Maps are procedurally generated, so every run feels different. Difficulty ranges from 100% to 900% population for those who want a real challenge. The campaign mode tells a story and introduces varied mission objectives. The 2D steampunk art style looks great, and the music keeps tension high. There are community maps and weekly challenge modes as well. If you enjoy RTS games mixed with tower defense style survival, They Are Billions is absolutely worth trying. It's tough, but incredibly addictive.